5.5c, this is the last unit in our trig identities, and we are talking about product identities, and it is on our product sheet. So we want to try to break down from a product to sum or product. So let's do an example. So let's say we had 3 cosine of -7 theta sine of 5 theta, and we want to convert that to the other identity. Well, let's use the one product identity that this matches up with. We have a cosine here, and we have a sine here, and they're multiplying each other. So we can use cosine A sine of B must equal 1/2 times sine of A plus B minus sine of A minus B. And in our case here, our A must equal -7 theta, and our B must equal 5 theta. Okay, so let's multiply it out and see what we have. So this should be, and remember we have a 3 in the front. Don't forget to keep your 3 in front. So I'm going to keep this 3. So this is 3/2 times sine of -7 theta plus 5 theta minus sine of -7 theta minus 5 theta. We'll simplify this some more. So this is 3/2 sine of -2 theta plus minus sine of -12 theta. I'm gonna pull out the negative, so then this could be 3/2 times, and this is a negative, so we'll change that to a positive. So this is sine of 12 theta minus sine of 2 theta. That's how we would write it as our answer right there. Let's do another example. Let's say we have sine of x plus y times the cosine of x minus y. Well, now this is sine times cosine, so I'm going to use the formula. Sine of A times cosine of B must equal 1/2 sine of A plus B plus sine of A minus B. I'm going to plug in my units accordingly. So this is 1/2 sine of A. A is x plus y plus x minus y plus sine of A minus B. So x plus y minus, remember, distribute my negative, so I have minus x plus y. So we have 1/2 sine of, our y's cancel each other out here, our x's kind of cancel each other out here, so we have sine of 2x plus sine of 2y, and that is that. Now let's do one where it's backwards. Let's say we have cosine of x plus cosine of 4x, and we want to know what that product identity is. So I know cosine of x plus a cosine is similar to cosine of A times cosine of B equals 1/2 times cosine of A plus B plus cosine of A minus B. Okay, I noticed that there's a 1/2 here, but there isn't a 1/2 multiplying here. So then I have to think about it logically. What number times 1/2 makes 1? Well, that must be, there has to be a 2. Does that make sense? So 1/2 times 2 equals 1. So we're missing a 2. So if I were to put on top here, there needs to be a 2. I need a 2 in front. Now we need to find what A is, what A equals, and what B equals. So here, A is X. But we have to take into consideration that there is a singular X and a bigger 4X and a smaller X. So if I had to guess, right, we have an A minus B and an A plus B. So my A minus B is gonna be my smaller X. When I put up my systems, I'm gonna say A minus B equals X and A plus B equal 4X. So then if I did systems of equations and I add this, we get 2A must equal 5X divided by 2. A should equal 5 halves X. So that is one of them. And then I'll take that in. So we say 5 halves X minus B should equal X. Then if I move this around, right, B should then equal 5 halves X minus 2 halves X, which equals 3 halves X. So here we found what A is and what B is. So we can plug this back in. So we say this is cosine, and we'll say 5 halves X times cosine. Remember, we indicated what A and B should be because 4X is larger than singular X, so it makes sense that the sum should be larger than the difference. Okay, one last example. Let's use the sum and product to find exact values. So if, say, we have 2 sine of 75 degrees plus 2 sine of 15 degrees. Well, first things first, let's figure out what 75 degrees really mean, exact value terms. 75 degrees is 45 plus 35 degrees. So we can break that down into 2 sine of 45 degrees plus, 45 plus 35. Okay, plus 2 sine, and 15 isn't 15 just 45, oh, not 45 and 30, 45 and 30, 45 minus 30 degrees here. So then that, from our trig identity, if we were to move this onto the other side, this is then equal to, remember, we have, it's supposed to be 1/2 in front of our identity. Remember what we're working with here. Since we have sine plus sine, it's sine of A plus cosine of B equals 1/2 times sine of A plus B plus sine of A minus B. So we're close. We want the 1/2. It's a 2. So we want to think, okay, 2 times what? 2 times what number would make this 1/2, or 1/2 times what number would be just 2? So we think about that. 1/2 times what number makes 2? or we write down 1/2 times x equals 2, well then our number should be 4. So here it should be 4, and we want sine of a, 4 times sine of sine a being 45, so sine of 45 times the cosine of 30, and that should give us our exact value. So here, for sine of 45 is 1 over root 2. Cosine of 30, I don't quite remember that, but I can draw. This is 1 root 3, 2. Cosine is root 3 over 2. And we have, then that makes 4 times root 3 over 2 root 2. We can simplify that by times root 2 over root 2, and that 4 and the 2 cancel each other out to make just plain old 2. Then those cancel each other out, and we want to multiply it through, and we have 2 root 6. Those cancel out, and that just becomes a plain old root 6 as our answer.